was close. This is a huge range where there's elk in this preserve, but wow, look at that.
A type structure is the base model used to describe a concept. The Valles Caldera is used as that defining structure for all volcanic calderas in the world.
The resurgent dome, like Redondo Peak, is a structural dome. When the caldera forms, it blows a big hole in the ground because you're evacuating 95 cubic miles of pyroclastic flows. And what happens first is that the floor of the caldera collapses and it fills in with some of the pyroclastic material. The magma body is still rising. It's less dense than the surrounding cold country rock. And as it rises, it pushes the floor of the caldera up into the sky. And Redondo Peak is a result of that uplift of continued magma pressure from beneath. So when you look at the rocks, the geology of Redondo Peak, what you're looking at is uplifted bandular tuff that at one time was filling the hole, but the magma body has pushed it up into the sky, and you see that it's broken into a multitude of faulted blocks. One of the beautiful things about Valles is that all the features are so perfectly exposed. You have this symmetrical circular caldera, you have the centralized resurgent dome with a dramatic uplift, you have almost a perfect ring of rhyolite domes that have erupted along the ring fracture zone. And so you can put all this together and create this model. Other calderas, it's not as well expressed. And so it took the work of these two guys at this place to develop the model that became so universally accepted and used to this day.
Okay, hello world. Hello future self. Valles Caldera National Preserve. This is probably one of the cooler places I've seen and been to. Well, they're all nice in the national park system, but I have a fascination with volcanoes, and this one here is one here in the middle of New Mexico. Pretty awesome. They have a couple trails. You can't go up to Redondo Peak, it's closed off, but you can get pretty close to it. I think I did almost 8 miles and then back, so it was a long day. I was preparing for the other hike, La Luz, down in Albuquerque. This one here is near Los Alamos, New Mexico. 88,000 acres. It's a preserve. We'll talk about preserve in a second. They got a big wildlife. They have a big elk population. They do have some hours there. And let's see, I drove from Albuquerque to get here. And Valles means valley, Spanish, of course. Okay. It's also the New Mexico's answer to Yosemite. Yellowstone. Sorry, Yellowstone. The other Y. Does have, it's a caldera. It's really neat. Yellowstone, of course, has big. It's next to the volcanic. What's it called when it's underneath there? The big magma chamber. There you go. And the Jimenez Caldera was called. It's the Jimenez Mountain. It was called the Valle Grande. Let's see. It's nicknamed the Bear Paw. If you look at it from the satellite view from space, you can zoom down into it, which you should have seen that already at the beginning of the video. Looks like a 6-toed bear paw. Really neat. Why is it a preserve? Well, if you had a national park, then the definition of national park means no hunting, no fishing. But if you call it a preserve, it preserves the original ranching, hunting, and fishing in the area. So they called it a preserve. That big rancher asked for that. Keeps it natural, but it is a long valley. I think at the beginning it said 13 miles. So it is technically, when Congress purchased the land, they initially set it up as a working ranch. I see. Experiment run by the government trust. I guess then they turned it into just looks like then when the National Park Service took over full management in 2015, the flexible preserve title remained to keep these traditional activities. Cool. There is a large elk population, 2,500 to 3,000 Rocky Mountain elk. They traverse. Apparently, they have a foraging pattern. They have the summer foraging, which I don't know what that one is. The fall rut. I was going to say that maybe I ran into them during the summer foraging, but I wasn't. It was winter when I was there. September, October. Oh, winter. When heavy snow sets in, the majority of the herd migrates down from the high caldera floor to lower, warmer elevations and surrounding Jimenez Mountains. Well, I must have got lucky then, because they went right by me. You get to see them in the village. Okay, enjoy the hike. Well, we were planning on going to the Abrigo trail, but it's in the back country apparently, and you can't go that way. You can't drive that way. You can walk, but it adds a whole 6 miles just to get to the trailhead. And then the trail is, 7 miles, so not good enough. But there's a nice trail here that's going to go back up behind this visitor center here, and then looks like it goes up to the hill, maybe the ridge, I hope, and then across and down. Here we go. Ooh. All right, mile 1. A little bit chilly. I think it's at 38 degrees. Kind of a burnt scar area, but still nice. So I've been seeing a lot of deer, and like a bunch of them actually. And there's a huge herd, a bunch of them, a herd right up in front here. Oh wow! I'll zoom down into them, but they're cutting right across the trails. Hopefully you can see them. You can even hear them, probably the babies. Wow. Oh, and then they're walking across this way. Where are they? There they are. There's a giant herd. Yikes. Yeah, it looks like they've seen me, so they're going off the road and heading up the hill here. Wow, look at that. And then they're going up into the bush there. The thing is, though, I think the trail goes to the right here and then up into that area. Split 2 here, the burnt scar area, but this is the area where the big herd of deer were. They went up this hill here. We're gonna go up and around. Mile 2. Here we are, split 3, looking east, southeast, mainly burnt scar area here. But we're working our way to the top. I'll probably go another 2 miles and then back. That's the edge of the caldera in the distance there. So we are at mile 5. Look out into the distance. The far distance is the caldera rim. These are a few, I would think these are rhyolite or cinder, some type of cinders in the middle here. Anyway, mile 5. I'm gonna do one more. Get to 6 and come back. Okay, here we are, mile 7. It's Redondo Mountain or Redondo Peak, something like that. I'll try to find it. It's almost 10,000 feet. If you look up over, you'll see you can see the crest of the caldera there. This is a heavily burned area, I guess, in the past. Here you go, you can see the crest here. This is towards the center of the caldera. Okay, today's hike took us to Redondo. I didn't get all the way to the peak, but I was close. This is a huge range where there's elk in this preserve. But we went up to the top, up to basically the base of that hump there. Just at straight center up there, not the one at the bottom. So we did about 14 miles today. It was a big hike. I did it on purpose. Really beautiful area. Saw a huge herd of elk. They were amazing. And then I saw a big buck elk, I guess, run off into the distance. I scared him, unfortunately.